Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday night. Decide if I need lighting in here or not. Well, we'll turn it on for right now. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you all are having a great day or had a great day. Good evening. Good evening. Just looking over all the comments. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you, Mad Goose. That's so nice of you to say. The kids were something else today. So my littlest is doing much better. So he had a double ear infection 2 weeks ago. We got it cleared up. He got another ear infection, just single ear infection, and he got the flu on top of it. So he came down with a fever on last Saturday, and then his fever didn't really break until Tuesday. We went to the doctor first thing Monday morning. That's the one thing I love about my pediatrician's office. Like they have a commitment. Like if your kid is sick, they'll get you in the same day. So thank you. Flamingos are my thing. This is one of my favorite shirts. I've had it forever. So yeah, we got in first thing Monday morning and got him on the antibiotics and stuff again. So he just turned a year old too. So he is doing much better, but he was beside himself for a couple days. Oh, hi from Australia. Awesome. Well, welcome. And my 1-year-old, he's my foster son. So I went and dropped him off at his mom's house, and he's having an overnight visit tonight. And so Maggie and I went shopping and did some other things and stuff today. I wasn't really home most of the day. And boy, she's a 3-year-old. And let me tell you, she tests my patience sometimes. She just came down here like 2 minutes ago. And I was like, you can't be down here right now. And she came down. She said, I just want to apologize for today. And I'm like, all right, you make it all better. You know, your little 3-year-old comes and says, I'm sorry, so she did not want to take a nap today. She was being fun. So I always share what my drink is on Saturday night, and tonight I'm having a big glass of milk. So yeah, I definitely could have used a nice alcoholic beverage tonight, but I don't drink very much, and I know I'm going to have a drink tomorrow. So no drink for me tonight. Yeah, tomorrow we're going over my mother-in-law's house, and Linda, drink some wine for me because I probably could have used it, but I said no, Matt, you're probably gonna have a couple beers tomorrow. So yeah, we're going over my mother-in-law's house tomorrow, and she's having like a little cookout and stuff, and she called me yesterday and she goes, do you have that pool up that you put up for Maggie's birthday? I'm like, no, it's not up right now. And she's like, can you bring it over so we can fill it up here? And I'm like, sure. I really don't have a level spot in my backyard. It was tough because it was like one of those ones that you can buy at Walmart, it is. I know. I have ice in my milk right now. Just in case you were wondering, Chief Kate. Literally, I don't. You probably can't see because of the lighting in here, but there's ice in here because I like to keep my milk ice cold. But yeah. So I'm taking the pool over to my mother-in-law's tomorrow, and I made one of my specialties tonight. I make this chocolate eclair cake. And it is like literally thing to make on earth, and everyone devours it. It's so good. It's like you do a layer of graham crackers, and then you do vanilla pudding, and you mix in Cool Whip in the vanilla pudding to make it like super smooth. And you do like another layer of graham crackers, and then vanilla pudding, and then another layer of graham crackers, and you put chocolate ganache over the top, and then you make it like a day ahead, and then you refrigerate it, and mm, it tastes like cheesecake. It's so good. It's literally just vanilla pudding and chocolate ganache and some graham crackers. It's so good. So, and I know my mother-in-law always makes, she makes like this icebox cake, and it's called banana split cake. And my husband loves banana split cake. She's been making it ever since he was little. Yeah, you got iced tea. I love a good iced tea. I am so I'm from Ohio, and so people's definition of iced tea and mine are not the same. For my iced tea, I make my iced tea. I make like a sun tea, but we don't put sugar in our tea up here. Lipton, my Lipton, it has to be Lipton tea bags, and I'll make the sun tea. But I just get like boiling hot water, and I put it in a pitcher, and I refrigerate it and keep it in the fridge. I love unsweetened iced tea. You know what? Oh, Lynn, was it hot? Oh my gosh. It was really hot here today. It got to like 100 because in my car at one point it said like 101. Now I know the cars usually are a little bit warmer than others. So I keep like this little snack bin in my car for my daughter. So like if we're traveling, whatever, um, oh, Deb, see, you got it, and you're in Virginia, and everyone down there. When I lived down south, I made the mistake one time. I went to a restaurant, and I said, "I'll have some iced tea," and so they brought me this iced tea, and it came with diabetes. So sweet, but yeah, I like the unsweetened iced tea. It basically tastes like water, but it's good. Hi, Michi. Yeah. So I have been working on my donation baby blanket, but it lives in my office, like my work office upstairs, and I've been working on it in between. And you want to hear something funny? So I had shared with you before that I was making the granny squares, and I was changing color every single row. And I finally said to myself, I said, "Self, you can't do this through this whole project, or you're gonna go crazy. It's gonna take forever." So I had enough to do 2 squares from each 4 color duration that I was doing, where I changed, rows every time, and then I did some solid squares, and I had just enough skein left over. Um, Hold on one second. I can see you out there. She's right outside my door right now. Oh, gotta love lives, huh? Um, so yeah, so it's gonna be alternating. It's gonna be like one square has the color changing every row, and the next square will be a solid color, but I'm choosing the pastel solids that will match for the baby blanket. It's gonna look really cute. And I'm probably gonna finish it like on July 20th. um, it's just like that's a 4 millimeter hook and a 3 weight yarn, and oh my gosh, so many ends to weave in. That's why I was like, oh no, oh no, some of these squares have to be solid. Some of them have to be solid. So we're alternating every other. Well, I I do have some stuff to share tonight, and I want to show you a project that I started literally yesterday. And it is someone in our channel. I know, Deb, right? It's a 3 weight 4 millimeter hook, and I was making grinding squares, changing colors every single row. Yeah. I have it at my work desk. I am working on it during the day at work, like during meetings and stuff. I'll get it done in time. But I have to like regulate myself to just do that for a shorter period of time, and then I can go and work on the rest. Um, but anyway, I was gonna say I love when subscribers share their ideas with me, and ask me to try to make things that they kind of have in their mind. Um, that's how I've come up with some of the stitch, the super simple stitches that I come out with every Monday. Some of them have been suggestions from some of you all asking me to try to make or come up with something. A prime example was I did the iris stitch tutorial, and someone's like, "Hey, can you do iris stitch in the round?" I'm like, "Well, I've never tried it, but I can try it," and that's how the iris stitch in the round was born. Um, I want to see if she's here. Anyway, so the subscriber who I'm talking about, her name is Amanda. It's not Amanda who just joined us, but her name is Amanda, and she comments on a lot of things. And she asked me, she said, "Hey, Matt, when you get some time, can you try to come up with a square that has a flower in the middle, and the outside of the square is filet crochet?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a challenge." I'm like, "But I'm up for a challenge." And so that's literally the rabbit hole that went down yesterday, was coming up with that. And I'm going to show that to you all in a minute, and that's going to be kind of the project that I'm going to be working on tonight. But anyway, I want to show you what I did today. Was I had a this is like the never ending story. I had a voucher for Michael's, and you know, they sent me, hi Maxine, welcome. They sent me a notice, and they're like, "Hey, your voucher's going to be expiring soon. You need to go use this." And I'm just like, "Okay." So I knew exactly what I wanted to get. I wanted to get this one particular cotton from the Loops and Threads classic cotton, from, I almost said Hobby Lobby, but from Michael's. But I knew I had my daughter with me today, and let me tell you, if you ever want to be a little bit on a yarn diet, take a 3-year-old with you to the yarn store. You will not buy anywhere near the amount of yarn that you went there intending to buy. Thank you, Kim, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Anyway, so I went in there and I had $20 to spend. Oh, I know they do rat you out. I had $20 to spend, and I'm like, I knew I wanted to get some cotton, but I also wanted to look. I've been really liking some of the Karen Cotton Painterly cakes, and they have some really pretty ones. And I'm like, I was thinking about maybe picking up some of those. And so we're there, and I told Maggie, I'm just like, well, I'll get you a toy, and maybe we'll get a little candy bar or something when we're in here. And oh my gosh, she's at the age where she don't want to be in the cart. She wants to be outside the cart. Oh my word. She was being just a wild child. And then at one point she looked at me and she goes, "I don't like being in the yarn aisle. I want to go to the toy aisle." I'm like, oh my gosh. Um, I'm like, all right. So I picked up the 2 little skeins of the cotton that I wanted to get, and there was no getting anything else. So we got some slime, little Play-Doh slime things, which she's like obsessed with. Only like I don't like the feel of slime. So like Play-Doh I'm good with, but the feel of slime is like, oh, it's gross. And yeah, so she got this slime that has like little styrofoam balls in it, and every time you squeeze it, the little styrofoam balls fall everywhere. I'm like, we have to stay at the table with this. Anyway, so I picked up, this is my little bag. They had a lot of clearance there, but it was all chenille yarn that was on clearance. They didn't really have anything non-chenille on clearance. They did have a couple clearance picture frames, so I picked up a couple of those. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Someone just said you learn not to buy this. No, I know. There is certain stuff that I won't buy, like the regular slime stuff. There was this slime that I got her the one time, and it was like glue. Like when you took it out, it was like if you put Elmer's glue and dyed it pink in your hand. That's what it was. And like I couldn't even get her hands clean. Like we're in the bathroom, we're trying to scrub hands. I couldn't even get her hands clean. We had to go up to the bathtub and take a bath after she used it. And it got all over the table, and it was like you put glue on the table. I had to wait for it to dry and stuff. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Play-Doh's usually safe. I like Play-Doh. I can get down with Play-Doh. So this is what I picked up when I was at Michael's today. And I pretty much, I got these 2 skeins of yarn. I got a picture frame and 2 little Play-Doh things and a Twix bar. And I walked out of there only spending $20. So that's not bad. So I got these loops and threads, cottons. Let me kill this light because you're not going to be able to see it. So I picked up this one, and I picked this one up because of Linda at Linda's Pantry. She was using this pink / it's called pink or rose color. It's like a really, I have to back it up so you can really see it. It's like a dusty pink. It's really, really pretty. And then I picked up this, what color is this? This is called Confetti Ombre. These are 100% cotton. And this Confetti Ombre I had seen before and thought that it was pretty. And yeah, these are really big skeins. So they were, I think they're $16.99. They're $16.99 because I'm like a gold member or whatever. I can always get 25% off. So they were, oh no. The solid color is $14.99. The variegated is $16.99. And then with my 25% off, they were $11.24 for the solid and $12.37 for this variegated one. And these are 12 ounces and 582 yards. So essentially 12, on average, they average out to be about $12 a piece for 582 yards. Okay, let me make sure I get Amanda's question about the crochet along on the 15th. Can you use any type of yarn? You can use any type of yarn. I'm just using cotton yarn because the theme is that it's like a summer cardigan. But yeah, you can use any kind of yarn. The pattern or instructions that I'm going to share with you will work for anything, really. It's going to be a hexie cardigan, and we're doing a size to fit. So, either make it for yourself or make it for somebody that you can size it on, would be my recommendation. Yeah, but aren't they pretty colors? So anyway, so here's my thought process. I got like this dusty pink and this confetti ombre, and I think I've been getting into making coasters lately. And so there's pink in this confetti ombre. It's like blues, pinks, and purples. So I'm going to do a coaster that I'm going to make for my Etsy shop, and I'm going to make it using this confetti and this pink. And I have some of the chiffon colorway, which is like a cream, and I might add that in there. So I'm going for like kind of a dusty pink feminine style coaster. And so I think that it'll be really cool. And I've been and I make coaster holders and stuff too. Like I made these sunflower ones, like it has the coaster and it has this little tray that's made to look like sunflowers. And I'm also going to make this in a couple different colorways. I have a stack of pot holders that I've made for the Etsy shop. So I have pot holders and I have some dishcloths here on the top. So I'm trying to gear up for doing a little Etsy drop. I'm not going to try to keep my Etsy shop like going with inventory all the time. I'm going to do drops a couple times a year. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was a shock that I was that I did become a Mary Maxim affiliate. Mary Maxim and Hirschner's are hard to become affiliates because you have to have they look at like your subscriber count. I think Mary Maxim won't take anyone with less than 5,000 subscribers. Like I think Premiere, you have to have at least 1,000 or more. But yeah, Mary Maxim won't take anyone less than 5,000. It says it like in their little requirements. So I was really happy, and I had requested Mary Maxim like I don't know, like 6 months ago, but I didn't have 5,000 subscribers. I didn't realize it until after I had submitted it. So I just thought, I'm never going to get approved because when they looked at it 6 months ago, I certainly didn't have 5,000. But I think that they must have seen my channel recently and then went in and saw that I had that pending application in there and approved me. So that was very exciting. I love Mary Maxim. I love them, especially now that they have the free shipping. Yeah. Now I do have an application out for Hirschner's, but Hirschner's is also another one that's like kind of hard to get into because Hirschner's only reviews their affiliates like twice a year. They don't even look at them all the time. You just have to put your application in and wait. So we'll see. I would love to get approved for Hirschner's because we know I get a lot of stuff there. I have so much stuff in my Premiere cart right now, just waiting for Tuesday. I've been strong. I did place an order with Premiere on the drop day of the Premiere Basics ombre because I love ombre yarn. That's my jam. And I got 4 colorways, but the main one that I wanted to get was the juniper ombre because juniper is like my favorite color. Or in my top 5. If I had to pick 5 favorite colors of the Premiere Basics, juniper would be one of them. So I was really excited to see that that was one of the ones that they picked. It's like a really dark green color. So I'm really excited for that. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to make with it. I think I have an idea, but I also bought a couple other colors that would pair nicely with it. One of them I got was like the mustard one. It's like a dusty yellow. So anyway, let me get to Amanda. I think it's like Crochet Creations by Amanda or something like that. She comments on like all my videos and is a great support of the channel. So she says to me, "Hey Matt, can you see if you could reinvent or think of a new idea for making a square with a flower in the center and filet crochet on the outside?" And I did it. And I'm super excited because you can probably see some holes back here in this wall because I pulled some yarn out from my stash. I had some yarn in my stash that has been sitting there for a while. I knew I wanted to make something with it because it's gorgeous and I just didn't know what to do with it, right? So I come up with a project and it's literally sitting on my blocking board right now. It takes up the entire duration, all corners of my blocking board, because in order to fit the filet crochet in there, I had to make these squares quite large. Oh, I really need to get a bigger blocking board, but this this blocking board I have had for 10 years. It's all stained up, but she does me good. So anyway, I'm going to take these off my blocking board because they are good to go now. I just did a mist block. I just spritz it with water and then I put it on my blocking board and let, nature do its thing. That's what I do for acrylic yarn. I do a little bit more for other stuff, but I made this all with Premier Basics. So, hi Linda. Happy 4th. Happy 4th to everyone else. Linda, I don't know if you were in here, but I was just telling everyone you inspired me to get some of this this pink colorway, this like dusty rose colorway from the Loops and Threads. And I picked that up today. So anyway, here is, well, I'll show you, I got to tease a little bit, but this is tonight. And so I've had this big giant skein of the worsted value, which by the way, this is one of the things that is in my cart right now. I'm trying to watch the comments and stuff as well. But this is one of the things that's in my cart because I'm probably going to have to get 2 more of these. This is in the color taupe. And it's been in my stash for a little while. I didn't really know what to do with taupe. Well, I found a purpose for it. Yes, I am teasing a little bit. But this is the star of the show. And this is what has been sitting in my stash for some time. And I bought this when they dropped this colorway. So this is the Premier Basics Multi. And this is in Sherbet Multi or Sorbet or however you want to say it. But hold on, let's get it up by the camera and get it let me get my face out of the way. But you see all those like pastel, like baby colors? This Sherbet Multi is really pretty. Hold on. Focus. There we go. It's really pretty. I love it. But it's been sitting in my stash for a little while. Wasn't 100% sure what to do with it. But I bought it, and I bought some of the coordinating colors to go with it. And so that is what was the catalyst for this. So anyway, so here's the squares that I put together. I made like a daisy square for the center. I used the taupe colorway to go around, and then I made a very simple filet crochet in the outside here. It's just, you can kind of see it. It's not complicated. It's just a little simple filet crochet, and I did several rows of that. And then I bordered it in the Sherbet Multi. Now, I'll show you what the Sherbet... Now, you might be thinking, well, Matt, you said that Sherbet Multi was supposed to be the star of the show. Well, it will be, because it's going to join everything. And I did work up some samples of that, but I didn't just do this in blue. So this blue color, I think this is aqua. Deb, you're going to like this because it has lots of color in it, but I also threw my neutral in there too. So I did it has aqua, it has lemon, it has coral, and it has thistle is like the purple color that's in there. And then the very center is white. Yeah, I just used white. So I started out with white, and it's just a daisy square that I did in the center. So this one is the aqua, and then I did this one in the coral for the daisy center. And then I did this one in thistle, and this one in lemon. So there's going to be 4 different color daisies in the center. They're all going to have the white centers, and then I'm going to have some that will be the lemon, some will be the thistle, some will be the aqua, and some will be the coral. And these all are colors that are in the sherbet multi, and I'm going to do joining with the sherbet multi. And this is just to show you a little preview of what it's going to look like when they're joined with the sherbet multi. So I think it's going to be really pretty. And that sherbet multi is, I think I'm going to do the border in the sherbet multi as well. So it's got the flower in the center, it's got the filet crochet in there, and then it's gonna all joined in the sherbet multi. And then I think I'm gonna do a border in the sherbet multi as well. But the one thing just to point out here, I tried last night probably 7 different ways of doing the join. I tried to do some that looked a little bit more filet in there, and with the multiple that I have, because it's got 29 across, it was really it was complicated. And so I did just do the continuous join, but instead of 3 clusters, it's just 2 clusters. Um, and I think because it's 2 clusters, you still have more spaces in between. So I was still kind of getting that lacy kind of fillet look that I was wanting. So anyway, I didn't even measure how big these squares are. So these are, yeah, they're like about 9-inch squares. So, they're a little bit bigger, but they had to be in order for me to incorporate this filet crochet in here. So, Crochet Creations by Amanda. If you're in here now, or if you're watching the replay, I did what you asked. You gave me the inspirations. You said you wanted to see if I could come up with a flower center, filet crochet on the outside, and I think I did that. And I think that I really love this. Christina, girl, that's exactly my thought process. Less joining. And let me tell you, that firework blanket that I just made, I love it. You can see it in the background there. I love it, but the mattress stitch takes forever. Well, to me, comparably, doing the continuous join, it's like lightning fast for me. I get through it so quickly, but the mattress, it's beautiful. And whenever you do a quilt inspired Afghan, you have to do the mattress stitch. You really don't have a choice, because otherwise you'll lose the quilt pattern in it. So anyway, love it. I'm so inspired. So thank you, Amanda, for challenging me to come up with something. And I'm really happy that I finally found a use for this sherbet multi yarn. And I think that this kind of pastel rainbow mixed in with all the flowers being the same color as the pastel rainbow is just perfection. The only thing with this is these squares really do have to be blocked. Just a light block, because it opens up the fillet in the filet crochet in here. Otherwise the fillet is kind of, you lose it a little bit. And it didn't take a lot of blocking. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I literally misted them with water and put them on my blocking board. And I let them sit for like 6 hours. That was literally all that I needed to do. So really, really happy with these. And this is going to be my next project obsession. I'm going to take a slight break from Biddy Stripes for right now. I will return. Biddy Stripes and me still have an intense love for one another. So I will return to Biddy Stripes, but I'm really excited for this. So I want to make this, and I'm going to work on some of that tonight. And then the other project that I've got, there's 2 other projects that I have to get finished. One, probably the first one, is I have to finish this blanket. And I'm sorry for anyone who likes color It is not in this, but it's still beautiful. I'll share that with you in a minute. So I'm making this blanket from anthracite from Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. This was a request from my husband, who wants a new blanket for the living room, and he wanted a gray blanket for the living room because the one that we have up there has seen better days, and it's not one that I made. It was a nice one, but it was a store-bought purchase. So I'm going to get this one finished. I have like half of this skein and half of another skein. Yeah, it is very it's a nice blanket. It really is. I'll show it to you. I don't have a ton left in it. That's why I'm like, this is my next project, because I mean, I'm working on these squares, but I'm going to work on this at the same time, because I really don't have a ton left to do. Let me throw a stitch marker on this so it doesn't unravel. I don't have a ton left to do in this, and I need to finish it so it can go up there. And of course I'll share it on the channel and stuff, but this is the anthracite ombre, which is Red Heart Super Saver, like their gray ombre. And it's a really pretty pattern. See, it's like, what is this, like shells, sort of shells, and then you have like a row. The pattern is called Shells and Bars. So I like the pattern. I've done it before in other blankets, and it's really pretty. And so that I'm going to get that finished, and so we can have that upstairs. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot more to go. It's not a super big, but I got a little bored with it, to be completely honest. And so I took a little break from it. But it is really pretty. Yes, thank you everyone for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. And I also wanted to show you. So I recently got this Just Yarn, which is probably the closest thing to this anthracite. And this is called Steel Ombre. So there they are up together. And the Steel Ombre is like lighter gray colors. It's still kind of in the same gray family. I'm really interested to see this Premier Basics Ombre, because let me tell you, I love this Just Yarn Ombre, but it's thin. Like, this was just a little sample I was working up when I did the unboxing, but yeah, it's a thin yarn. This is like you've just bordered outside of a 3 and into the 4 territory. It's thin. I absolutely love Premier Basics because it's so thick. It's like a true Aran weight. Like a thicker yarn. Like, for example, this is the Premier Basics right here. I really have to get some more of this taupe color, because I'm using a lot of it in that project. I think I have every other color that I'm going to need and plenty of it. But even like the Premier is thicker than the Red Heart Super Saver, which is kind of surprising, but it is. It's a nice plump yarn. I really like the feel of it. So I hope, and I think, that Premier Basics is going to be on their sale that starts on Tuesday. Excuse me. It starts on Tuesday. If you don't know, Premier is having their summer sale on Tuesday. It's Tuesday the 7th. That's Tuesday, right? Yeah, I think so. And it's going to go for like a week, but they're going to have like this, their advertisement said 60 different kinds of yarn that's going to be on sale. A lot of stuff is going to be on sale, and then they're also going to have different bag deals and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to have. But yeah, Rosemary, you're so right. Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, it's the it's the original. It's the one that everyone has tried to copy, um, and make, and there's been some success, but you measure everything against that. And the reason that I say is it's the best ombre because the transitions are so well planned in there. It transitions really nice. You're not dealing with a lot of harshness or I call them like lines of demarcation or anything like that. So, and I will say, I have some of the older Red Heart Super Saver ombre. I have that hickory color. Oof, it's scratchy. Like I was struggling to crochet with it because it's so scratchy. I think Maxine was using something that was like so scratchy too, because we were chit-chatting back and forth in her comments the one day, and she's like, how do I even get through crocheting this skein? It was, yeah, the one she had was pretty scratchy. The hickory one that I have is quite scratchy, but I have other ones that I've gotten recently that are not scratchy at all. They're soft and plump and wonderful. um I love going to when they have them at Walmart because you can, you put your hands on it and stuff and really be able to pick the one that you like. Like when I was at Walmart, I picked up a couple skeins of the teal colorway. I forget exactly what it's called, but they had like 3 skeins there, and 2 skeins were really soft, and 1 skein was really, really rough. So it is really nice too. But I do have a lot of it, and one thing that I've seen and I thought about doing before is I've seen what I would call a stained glass window type project before, and obviously I wouldn't copy someone else, but I could use what I've seen as inspiration to come up with something a little bit different. And that was one thing that I thought about doing because I have many different colors of the Red Heart Super Saver ombre, and I could do like a stained glass window look, and you add in black. And the one that I saw was a mosaic crochet, but it wasn't like a hard mosaic crochet. It was simple. Um, and it used some of the black, and it was gorgeous. So, um, anyway, so I've got this anthracite one to finish up. I have an equivalent of 1.25 skeins about to finish that project. So there's not a whole lot to go on that. I'm going to be working on these squares kind of periodically. And then the project that I really want to get to work on for the channel is my so I have 2 color pulling projects that I want to bring to the channel. One, they're both using granny square yarn, but different kinds of granny square yarn. So the first one, and I've showed this before, is I want to really get to working on this granny square yarn project, and this is made with regular granny square yarn, and this is using the shell stitch, the interlocking shell stitch, and I really want to get this one worked up because I think it's going to be beautiful. I even bought enough granny square yarn to make a second project out of the green colorway as well. So these interlocking shells, the only issue is they don't work up quickly. They're definitely more of a yarn eater, but they turn out to be just gorgeous. So I really want to do this because I want to show you what you can make with granny square yarn if you have it. So you can see I started on this one. I'm going to really start plugging away and getting to go on this one. And then I will, of course, have a tutorial for this on the channel. This one The only hard thing about it is you kind of have to keep a little cheat sheet with you because the color pooling one that I did with a gumball yarn, every color is 6 clusters. Easy, right? This one, it's not every color having the same. Like you can see the black here has 3 shells that you make. This cream color here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that you make. The white, I think, has 9. And the gray has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 11. So you just have to keep a little cheat sheet that, oh, when I'm on black, I have 3. When I'm on cream, I have 7. When I'm on white, I have 9. When I'm on gray, I have 11 that I have to make. So it is really pretty. You just have to have that little cheat sheet so you know exactly how much of each. But the granny square yarn actually color pools pretty nicely because if you think about it, they give you a measured piece of yarn. Like it's very strategic in how much yarn that it does have. Um, all of the granny square yarn does color pool. All of the regular, because you know now they have grande and petite and all the other ones, but all of the granny square yarn does color pool using the interlocking shell stitch. I have seen people make color pooling projects using the granny stitch, you know, the clusters of 3, but those blankets are like king size blankets. They're massive. They're huge. So this one using the shell stitch is, I really need to learn to put stitch markers in my projects more often so they don't unravel. This one is, it is like a queen size blanket. It's like 70. No, it's, how long is this? I can always measure because my desk is exactly 60 inches long. So this is about 68 to 70 inches long with a border. It'll be exactly 72, I'm guessing. And that's exactly what you need for a queen size bed. So the interlocking shell stitch will make a queen size. And the granny cluster will make like a king size. Unfortunately, you can't get much smaller than that and still get it to color pool properly. So I'm going to be working on that. And then I just bought some more granny square yarn. I got it from Amazon and I wanted to show it with you all here tonight. So Amazon had Prime days or whatever, and they had Prime deals, right? So I picked up some more granny square yarn, but this granny square yarn is the granny square petite yarn. So I'm going to show it to you in a second. Now the granny square grande, you can't color pool with that. The color, it's some of the colorways are too long. So granny square grande is ineligible. Petite color pools, but you only have 3 colors. So you don't have a whole lot of colors. So you'll have a lot of the repeats in there, which is fine by me, which means you can make a throw size with the petite, which is exactly, and a baby blanket probably, which is exactly why I got it. Thank you. I love this shirt too. So the regular granny square yarn makes a queen, queen or king, and the grande is ineligible, but the petite does work. I have also heard that the flower power and some of those other ones could potentially work too, but that they kind of have a little bit of a weird look for the color pooling is what I've heard. I got these for about $5 a skein. This pack was $15.02 for 3. So that's $5 a skein. I'd say that it was a good deal on Amazon Prime, and they still have them. It was like some colors were cheaper than others, and this was one of the cheaper colorways. Some were like $22 for 3-pack, and some were $15. And one colorway was like $14. $97 for a 3-pack. So it, $5. So this colorway is called Snazzy. And it's like mint blue. It's like their Red Heart Super Saver, their regular blue colorway, not like royal blue or anything like that. It's the regular blue colorway, and then it has mint in it, and then it has like jade in it. I know it looks more like a patty green on there, but it really is jade. So it's only 3 colors. You can see kind of the little mini squares that are on there. And your repeats are shorter, so you're going to have multiple repeats of those colors. And you can use it and make it with the regular granny stitch. And from my calculations, because I found a website that told me the total length of everything on here. So for my calculations, I think you should be able to make baby blankets from it, but most definitely a throw size blanket from it. So I got a bunch of these. I think I got like 9 or something like that. It's not a discontinued colorway. It's one that they still offer. So I want to test this out and see if I could get a pattern together to where you can make a throw size blanket. And I really want to see how, yeah, I love blue and green together. I think it's going to be really pretty. And I really want to see how the colors play out with it. I'm just so curious about it. I want to see how the colors play out. I think that the argyle pattern is going to look really different. For example, you're going to have one strip that is like a thin lined strip. You're going to have one strip that's like a medium lined strip and one strip that's like a really thicker lined strip. So it'll have a really interesting, different argyle look. Oh, yay, Deb. You're working on your Bitty Stripes firework using your Furls hook. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm really intrigued by this. I do want to get to the regular granny square yarn first because I feel like if we're maybe thinking about what's in our stash, we probably have the regular granny square yarn first since the petite hasn't been out that long. And then when I finish that one, then I'm just dropping it over here. Then I can work on the petite. But I wanted to pick this up when I found it on sale because I got it for about $5 a skein, which is a good deal. Mosaic is easy, Kim. Mosaic is the one thing that has always intimidated me, and I have not ever tried. I have a feeling it's easy, but it might be time consuming. So there's that. I do always try to make sure I'm not doing anything too time consuming. All right, let me get my hook and everything all together. I have my little project bag here. Now, hopefully, I have my mini bag that has my hooks and stuff in here. Oh, it's like literally attached to it. I got this this bag from Hobby Lobby, and it's like a corduroy bag, but I love it. It has this little bag here. It just looks like a little pencil pouch, but it holds my hook and my scissors and everything else that I need. It's so funny that, with Red Heart Super Saver, I found that my wood hooks were working phenomenally with Red Heart Super Saver, and I was using that with them. When I was using my wood hooks with my Premier, I was cussing up a storm. I was not happy with them. I was getting really frustrated with them. But I have these were my first Furls hooks that I ever got, were these. I got the inline hooks, but this is the matte finish hook. And it seems to work really, really nicely with the Premier Basics. So I also like some of the matte finish. I only have the matte finish in the gold. I had got a whole set when I said, you know what, I'm going to invest in myself, right? I'm going to get me some Furls hooks. And I had got these gold ones. but I like how tactile the mat hooks are. Like, you can feel your stitches and you can really hear them sometimes too. Some people don't always like that, but and sometimes that's not what I want, but it is nice to have that option. I've definitely invested and got some more of the furls. That was a double crochet mat. That's supposed to be a half double. I'm telling you, this daisy square, I have perfected it. Over the years, I've done it a couple times. I've made some bags and stuff out of it. And I really hate some of the patterns that are out there for it. They make it, I don't know why they have to make it so complicated. Because it's really not. You know I'm going to have a tutorial on all this. So, don't you worry. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my daisy squares, I do 12 half doubles into the center of a ring, and you can use either a magic ring, but me and magic rings don't get along. So I do a chain 3 so it stays really tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Okay. So I do 12 half doubles into the center of a ring. And then slip stitch that closed. Let me make sure. I always have to like double check my counts and stuff here, especially when I'm working with white yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I do have to work into that. Okay, so then the second round that I do, I chain up 1, and then I do a round of single crochets in the tops of each of the half double crochet stitches, and it just gives it like the actual center, what the actual center of a flower would look like. Now, I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen people just say to do a circle out of just double crochets, and I've seen people say do 2 rounds of single crochets, but I do 1 round of half double and 1 round of single. The Free Spirit, does it? I have some of the Free Spirit. I did work up a little bit. It was a little bit ago. I can't quite remember if I experienced the squeaking with it or not. All right, so where did I chain up? That's the one thing I hate about white yarn. People say they can't see their stitches with black yarn. I can't see mine with white yarn. Wait, so I've got, that's my chain. That's the one thing when you're making these floral squares, it's like your centers will make you or break you if you didn't do your counts right. I can't see my work at all. Let's see. I think that is a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so then that would be just right. And then we would slip stitch that on over. All right. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I don't struggle seeing black yarn terribly. I do struggle seeing my stitches in white yarn a lot. Um, but typically black or white, I don't make projects solely out of them or even huge chunks out of just solid black or solid white. I use it more of an accent. And so I typically don't have problems seeing it. Yeah, so borders and stuff, Maxine, the white yarn, it doesn't tend to bother me. I've made a ton out of white. There are some projects that I do border with white yarn, but you know, I try to come up with some sort of color scheme for the border. Usually, if I'm doing a border, I am incorporating two colors. Sometimes, not always. Oh, Matt, what are you doing? Chaining the world here. Yeah, I was really happy with how that firework blanket came out. Very, very happy with it. Hi, Samantha. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they wear the neck lamps. So where I crochet in my living room, I have a lamp right next to my chair. It sits on the table and it has two light bulbs in it that you could turn on either side. So sometimes if I'm struggling seeing, I turn on both light bulbs and whoop, tilt that shade a little bit towards me, and then that usually helps. Yeah, Maxine, I'm supposed to wear glasses. My doctor yells at me all the time. I wear them at work sometimes because sometimes I'll show up to a meeting at work and I'm wearing my glasses, and people are like, "You wear glasses?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm supposed to." It's 'cause I stare at a computer screen all day at work. For some reason, I think that Magnolia is still giving my husband grief tonight. So I've seen her pop her little head over here like twice. Uh, she was a little spitfire today, I'll tell you that. Oh my gosh, and at dinner time, I should have known better. I made beef, and the little girl does not like beef. She'll eat pork, she'll eat chicken. You give her anything with beef in it, she hates it. And I made burgers on the grill tonight, and should have known better. Should have known better. She's such a picky eater. Um, I don't know if it's just a girl thing and that she's a more picky eater, but man, is she. Six, seven, eight, nine. Um, yeah, I made mac and cheese tonight, and she's like, I don't like mac and cheese. I'm like, you love mac and cheese. What are you talking about? No, I don't like it. All right. You're still going to eat a couple bites before you get up off this table. Samantha, I'm working on these squares. They are something I just started yesterday. And it's a daisy square in the center and filet crochet towards the outside. And then it'll be a pastel rainbow border in between the squares. So right now I'm making some of the daisies. And I'm doing the daisies in 4 different colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we have 12. Ooh wee. Working this white yarn. I'll switch over to my color next because it will bring me some joy. All right, I'm going to chain up 1. All right, now I got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's why I love working my sunflowers. My sunflower squares, because guess what color is in the center of a sunflower? Good old brown. You can see brown real good. What's everyone else working on tonight? Now, some of you had shared some. 2 questions on the board. Terry loves yarn and our good friend Sue. All right, let me find your questions. Okay, so let me show you. So you have Sue asked a question, what's the difference between a matte finish and the polished finish? So, at least with furls, I'm just going to tell you my experience with furls. So the polish finish glides smoother. So it all depends on the type of yarn that you're using. The polish finish shows like every fingerprint that you touch it. That's the only kind of downfall of it. But it does glide really well with the yarn. So some yarns, it works really good. The one thing that I like about the metal ones, after you're holding them for a while, like they feel cold when you first start holding them, and then they adjust to your body temperature because it's metal and it's it's a conductor of heat. So it actually like adjusts to be the same temperature as your body. So I do really like that. So I like these ones, and they are really silent and really smooth. So that's the polished. And then the matte finish, they do have in a couple. And your matte finished ones, let me just give you an example to see if it really does it on this. The matte finish, it does glide really smooth. I started out with the matte finish because I was using clover hooks. And as you know, clover hooks have a little bit kind of a matte finish on there. They have like that Teflon finish. And so I was trying to seek something that was similar to clover. And it is. It is quite similar to the feel and everything of clover. Some yarns, this matte finish hook, it is very loud with. Like you can really hear the yarn gliding on your hook because it's a matte finish. But the one thing that I really like about the matte finish hooks, and I don't experience this with the polish hooks, is there's a tactile feel. It's very hard to explain, but I can literally feel the yarn gliding through and going through each stitch. It gives you a lot of feedback in the feel. So if you are somebody who experiences low vision or anything like that, I think that the matte finish hooks are good because you get a very tactile feel with it. So hopefully that helped answer that. I don't know. I was trying to find the other one. Terry loves yarn was the other question. So Terry, I'm trying to find your question right now. Oh, I just saw Deb. You said you do the 3 chains too. I did 4. I do 4 chains for some projects, but if I really want the center in the middle to be real tight, I do 3. Okay, here's Terry loves yarn. What are other good, cool color pulling yarns? Um, is Gumball pretty much sold out? I know that there were a couple colors that were missing. So if Red Heart is too harsh for you, um, Karen Simply Soft, in their stripes has one colorway. It's called Times Square. It's pinks and purples, um, and like a robin's egg blue in there. That color pulls using the granny stitch. The Karen anniversary cakes that they came out with this last fall, not the winter edition ones, not like the holiday edition ones, but the ones that they came out with in the fall. Those color pooled, and I do have a video on my channel from those color pooling. There are a few Red Heart yarns that do color pool using the granny stitch, and then there are a lot of yarns that color pool using the moss stitch. I do intend to bring a tutorial for Lion Brand Bundle of Love. There are 2 yarns that color pool absolutely beautifully. One is Lion Brand Bundle of Love. Pretty much any colorway that you can find does do it in the moss stitch. I do not have a tutorial right now on doing it in the moss stitch, unfortunately, but that is on my bucket list, but it's probably not going to be until late in the year till I can get to that, because I shared earlier I'm doing a color pooling project right now using the interlocking shell stitch. So that's going to be coming to the channel next. And then I'm doing another granny square yarn with the petite, and that uses the standard granny cluster stitch, and that's coming next because you can make smaller projects with the petite one. And then after that, I do want to bring a moss stitch example, and I'm either going to do there are 2 yarns that just are easy. I don't want to tell you to try to color pool with any yarn that's on like a list that you can find online, because some are hard to color pool with. They do not color pool easy. So the 2 that do color pool easily is the Lion Brand Bundle of Love. That is like their variegated version of the Pound of Love. It is a little on the thin side. It is good for baby blankets. It does color pool in like a 32-inch wide sample. So you can either get it to color pool in a 30-inch wide or a 60-inch wide project. So that one does work delightfully, but the other one that works good and works easily, I have not actually tried it, but I have a metric ton of it, and it is Karen Jumbo, the variegated Karen Jumbo. And I've been told that it works really easily, and there are a lot of different colorways of it, but it does work in the moss stitch. I'll show. So these 2 colors are ones that I have seen samples of, and like my jaw hit the floor. They're beautiful. And they don't color pull in a baby blanket size. So I was thinking of doing the Bundle of Love. The moss stitch does take a long time. It's a single crochet stitch. It takes a long time. It's a slower stitch. Let's just say that. So I was thinking of doing the Bundle of Love because I could just do a baby blanket size, and that's a little bit more appealing to me. But Bundle of Love, albeit a 4-weight, it is a 3-weight. It's a thinner yarn. The Karen Jumbo is a thick 4. It's like an Aran weight style. But anyway, these are the 2 colors that are just breathtaking with a Karen Jumbo. One is Country Basket, and I have a project that I've worked on before, and I've shown this on the channel, this colorway, but I didn't show it in the color pooling, but it works out just beautiful in color pooling. And then the other color, if you like blues and greens, this is called Seafoam, and this is another colorway that is still offered. And it is like lots of different shades of blues and greens and whites. And these do absolutely come out to the Argyle effect. So if I were to do the Karen Jumbo, it would be this color Seafoam. That's what I would do on the channel, because I have seen the samples of this worked up, and they will take your breath away. They're absolutely beautiful. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah. And then the other one, the only advantage of it is I could just do a baby blanket size, the bundle of love. So I think I'm going to start with the bundle of love because I only have to make a baby blanket size. So it's a little more attainable, easier to do. And there's lots of different colors that you can do in the bundle of love. And from my understanding, it does work with all of them. But this Karen Jumbo, I love Karen Jumbo. It's soft. It's wonderful. It is a fantastic yarn. Samantha, no, I don't keep all the projects that I make. Many of the projects that you've seen on this channel have been gifts for others. I have sold some. I do have an Etsy shop. And I have sold some blankets and some smaller things in my Etsy shop. And I do donate baby blankets. Not all the baby blankets that I make, but many. I have made baby blankets for family and friends, and larger blankets. And really, a lot of the stuff that I design for the channel, I do keep, so I can, highlight it and still show it. I've kept all of my Biddy Stripes blankets that I've made. I haven't sold or given away any of those because I do have a goal of making something with all the Biddy Stripes colorways eventually. It's, a long-term goal. But I want to be able to do progress video updates where I can say, here's all the Biddy Stripes blankets that I've made and stuff like that. Blankets do take a little bit of time. 1, 2, 3. Let me do some counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, we'll make it work. I think we gotta close that up like this. All right. So yeah, some get donated, some I hold on to. I've made blankets for my daughter and stuff before too. It's so funny. I have some older projects too. I was thinking about trying to bring out some of the old projects that I had. Oh, Mexican sounds good, Samantha. Yeah, I made some hamburgers on the grill and some macaroni and cheese for dinner tonight. I have some old projects that I didn't make that my mom made back in the early to mid 80s when she was having kids, and they're made from Red Heart Super Saver. And my mom made the one blanket that I have. It's made from Red Heart Super Saver in like baby rainbow color, and it was made in '83, I believe, and it's still in great shape because I was born in '86. My sister was born in '84. Um, and she made it before my sister was born, and my sister had it, and then I had it, and then now all 3 of my babies have had it. And I'm telling you, it literally looks like it's brand new. You cannot tell that it's been through that many kids. That's why I say Red Heart Super Saver is a workhorse. And then I have another one. I don't know if it's Red Heart Super Saver, but it's an acrylic yarn. And my grandparents made it, and it's probably from early '80s, somewhere around there. My daughter's name is Magnolia, but we call her Maggie. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, the Red Heart ones, they last forever. The one that my mom made is all single crochet. My mom never did any complicated stitches. She either did single crochet or double crochet, and that was it. Like, she kept it simple. My grandma specifically did some more complicated patterns, and then we had some friends and stuff who did, there was one friend of the family, and her name was Ruthie, and I used to go to her house when I was younger, and, she did just amazing, elaborate, afghans that she crocheted, and she did a lot in um like the sharp chevron stitch. It was very popular in like the '80s and '70s, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. I had one that she had made for me and gifted me, and it was cream and green because my high school colors were green and like green and white. It was like, so I think she was like Aaron and like a hunter green, possibly. Yeah, Aaron and hunter green. And she made me like this sharp chevron blanket, and I was just distraught because in my 20s I moved around, and I moved to Georgia, and I moved to Virginia, and I moved back to Ohio, and in one of my moves that blanket got left behind. Um and I was so distraught, but I loved that thing. And it was Red Heart Super Saver. You're the only one to ever knit or crochet. Yeah, so my mom taught me to crochet when I was like 8 or 9. And she just taught me literally the basics. Like, she taught me how to chain, single crochet, and double crochet. That was it. She didn't teach me anything else besides that. And the rest I was self-taught. I got a couple pattern books and read over those. I remember I don't think I owned any of them. I like got them from the library, and I read some of the pattern books and learned to do a couple of additional stitches, and I could follow a pattern and stuff like that. Um and so I did that a little bit, and then I got when I was really getting way more into crochet, which probably was around actually, I think I started getting into it at least a little bit here and there before the pandemic. And I watched some YouTube videos and stuff for that. And then with the pandemic, I got a little bit more into it as well. So then a couple years ago, just all the time, because I needed to, you know, find find ways to heal my brain, and crochet helps with my mental health. So my great grandmother used to crochet doilies, and she used thread for it, and they were beautiful. She didn't crochet blankets or anything. She literally only made doilies. But it's so funny because if you talk to anybody who crocheted a long time ago, crochet before the 60s and 70s was really just doilies and tablecloths and things of that nature. They didn't really they knitted a lot of things, but they didn't make clothing and they didn't make a lot of blankets and things like that from crochet until probably the mid-century era. It really started coming in more popular then. But yeah, my great grandma, who she was born in 1914 and she lived to be 92. She passed when I was like 19. And yeah, I remember she made doilies. She had doilies in her home that she made. She's a very creative woman. She actually spent, that's where I got kind of my love for gardening, because that woman, she was a nurse practitioner, and when she retired from nursing, she spent 8 hours a day out in her garden and had the most gorgeous garden. And I used to go over there and help her when I was a little kid. And let me tell you, she did not play. If you were going to come, you were going to work, and you were going to put in the work. I remember being a little kid and she taught me how to rototill. If I could hold that rototiller, she was putting me to work with it. So I can't do thread, like doilies and thread. I can't do that. What was I working on not the other day, maybe a week or two ago? It was a thinner weight yarn. Oh, I was making a table runner with like a 2-weight yarn. My hands kept cramping so bad. And I'm like, okay, I got to set this thing down for a little bit. So I am doing these stars. So I'm going to chain 2 and then up and through, up and through. What else did I want to share? I wanted to say, I'll come up with it in a second. And something I wanted to go over and just left my mind. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to think that I'm crazy because I filmed this video of like this mega cotton haul. I got so much cotton. But I did, okay, when you see the video, it's like an hour long. When you see the video, just know I didn't order it all in one sitting. I ordered it in a few, and I waited for enough of it to come for me to do the unboxing, and ooh-wee. So Susie, it's not going at all. I have kind of put the learning how to knit on hold. I'll get there eventually, but knitting melts my brain. It is not relaxing for me. It may at some point in the future be relaxing for me, if I knew how to do it. I have been tried so many times to learn how to knit. I learned how to crochet first. My mom didn't know how to knit. One of our friends at church when I was a kid knew how to knit and tried to teach me, and I couldn't get it. And I stopped trying to learn. I still have the knitting needles that I first tried to learn on, but I couldn't comprehend it. It was like my brain was melting. And so yeah, and I tried again a couple years ago, and again, I'm like, my brain is melting. I tried to watch some YouTube tutorials and it just could not comprehend it. Yeah, Tracy, you like my shirt? I love flamingos. They're my thing. So I watched a couple tutorials recently and I learned the cast on. So I was getting good. I was just gonna try garter stitch or something like that. So I had learned the cast on, and every time I would try, it was like, I don't know, I was messing it up. I just couldn't get it. Could not get it. Yeah, I know you're really gonna think I'm a big enabler with a cotton haul. I mean, I got a lot of cotton, but to be fair, Where did I put it? I literally have been making lots of cotton projects. I've made all of this in the last 2 weeks. So maybe 2.5 weeks. So I've been making a lot of cotton projects because I'm trying to get my inventory together to do a drop on my Etsy shop. But I have been making a lot of cotton projects. So I like the cotton um projects because they're the ones that I'm making, like household items and things like that. They're quick and easy. I can make them in between things and feel a sense of accomplishment that I completed something. So I do like them for that aspect. So, you know, I had to bulk up and buy some stuff. So, and you'll see in the video when I release it this week, I got a lot of I placed a Hobby Lobby order because after I was starting to work with stuff, I found that I absolutely love, love the Crafter Secret cotton. Those little tiny ones that they have at Hobby Lobby. Um, Now, I love this cotton is nice. It's very soft. It's great for wearables, but for household items, that Crafter Secret cotton is phenomenal. I wish they sold it in bigger ones than just the just the little tiny bullets that they have there. But they had way more colors available online than what Hobby Lobby has in person, at least in my area. And so I just bought two of each, not each color, but I got quite a few colors, and I just bought two of each because the one thing that I love is when I'm making these pot holders like this. This is the Crafter Secret cotton from Hobby Lobby, and this is exactly one of those 95-yard bolts. It works up to be one pot holder identically if I'm using single crochet. So, when they were 35% off, that equates to $2 per pot holder in supplies. Of course, time, but in supplies. 6, 7, 8. Oh, I got to count here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have to skip that. That's the only thing with this design that I do for the daisy square. You have like one extra stitch that you kind of have to skip over, and it's a stitch where you join the row below. And I always want to work into it. And I'm like, no, don't work into that. So I have seen a little bit of buzz on YouTube about, whoops, I didn't want to do that. About peaches and cream. Have you guys seen anything about peaches and cream? Oh, Lauren, you're calling me out about my color fusion chunky. Oh my word. No, I have not worked on it. I get so many ideas. It's there when I'm ready for it, but I have not worked on it yet. I really want to, but my brain works a mile a minute. So yeah, I know. I know, Lauren. I do want to work on it. I really, really do. It's just I have so many plans, so little time. Anyway, so I've heard this buzz about peaches and cream. I don't know if you all have heard it, but they like in some of the Walmart stores, they put them all on clearance. And um yeah, I saw a couple videos, not just one creator, a couple of people saying it was going away. Well, I saw a video today, someone said that Yarn Inspirations might be carrying it soon on their website. 'Cause, they just carry sugar and cream right now, but it's made by the same it's all made by Your Inspirations. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's all Walmarts that are discontinuing it, if they're just discontinuing the cones. I don't know. But, I do know Mary Maxim even has some of the peaches and cream stripes, the little tiny ones for like $1.99. So that's a good indicator that they might actually be discontinuing it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But let me tell you what, peaches and cream has some colorways that are just stunning. Like, I mean, beautiful. Good night, Samantha. Thanks so much for stopping by. Um, yeah, they do have some colorways that are just gorgeous. So I don't know. I hope that they don't discontinue it. That does concern me. And then the other thing is Yarn Inspirations. If you look at sugar and cream, it's like literally every color is sold out and has been for a little bit. I don't know. It concerns me. I hope it's not going away because um they do have some amazing colors in it. They do. Peaches and Cream has some just beautiful colors. They really do. Um it is a rougher yarn, you know. But if you're making placemats, or like a table runner or dishcloths or a pot holder, it don't matter if it's a little rough. That's no big deal. And their cones are $12. So, yes, they do. And you know what? That loops I was sharing earlier the big balls right here. I literally have one that I picked up today, or two that I picked up today. Um and they're soft. That's the one thing that you have to know about this loops and threads. If you buy the little tiny bolts or bullets or whatever they're called, they are rough kitchen cotton. But if you buy the big ball, they don't have all the colors, but if you buy the big ball, it's soft enough to be a wearable. Like, they are not the same feel. The little ones are rough and the big balls are not. I wouldn't call them soft, but they're kind of in the middle, and they're actually pretty pleasant to work with. And I actually really and they don't split at all. So I actually really like them. Good night, Deb. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. If any of you slip out and I don't see you, I hope you have a absolutely fantastic 4th. Like I said, I'm going over to my mother-in-law's house, and it's going to be a fun night. I have a pack of sparklers for Maggie. So that'll be fun. My my I will be sending my dogs down to the basement down here before I leave the house tomorrow, because my black dog, which you probably have seen her roaming around in here, is old. She's like 11, and she is terrified so terribly with fireworks. Yeah, it's she gets so scared. So scared. I had one of those little thunder jackets for her. Um because she's a little tiny thing, but and the thunder jacket helps a little bit, but yeah, no, she gets really frightened. The other one could care less. Sometimes she's just mad. She's like, "You woke me up from my nap." But yeah, they get a little crazy around here with shooting off some of the ones in their yards and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, my neighbor used to shoot off a bunch, and I would have like ashes coming down, and I would see them all over my roof and in my backyard and stuff. I'm like, buddy, you're gonna like light my house on fire. That's a good idea, the solo cup. So she doesn't get the your Great Dane. Oh my gosh, I bet that's a sight. Oh, that's so tough, when they get so scared. Jaja didn't always used to be crazy afraid of them when she was younger, but she is now. Hello, Ava. What are you doing? Oh, Jaja, you're in here too. Yeah, they're both in here right now. Come here. You want to come say hi? This is Ava. You probably hear her breathing like crazy. She's how old are you now? Ava 9? Yeah, I think she's 9 and Jaja's 11. My last name's Gabor, so Jaja and Ava Gabor. You can't get any more cliche than that. They are Yorkie Poodle mixes. They're Yorkie Poos. But Ava looks very Bichon. She does. But yeah, she's Yorkie Poo. And Jaja is all black, and she is Yorkie Poo too. You're consoling your German Shepherd right now. Oh, my in-laws have a German Shepherd. He's a youngin'. He's like a year old. It's astonishing how much they grow in that first year. Two, three. Get these little squares made up. Oh my goodness. Your chihuahuas. Aww. Good night, Maxine. Thank you so much for stopping in. So, I wanted to bring up here. I'm not sure how many of our channel members, not the paid membership, how many channel members are in our live tonight, but I do want to start a members only live once a month as well. So we are going to still have our same live schedule for anyone, which would be Mondays at noon, and then our first Friday of the month. And then we're going to start to do a members only live once a month as well. And my thought is that we would either do it again on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And if we do it on a Friday night, I'm thinking the third Friday of the month. So then we can do first and third Friday, and then the third Friday would just be for the membership level. So what do you think of that? Is there any members in here? I do see some members in here. So what do we think of that? Do we like that idea? Think that that would be good? Is the third Friday of the month or good for you, or do you think that a Saturday would be better? Oh, Lynn, you lost your pug in January. Oh, that's so sad. My Max's aunt has had pugs for years. She always has had them. Friday works good. Yeah, I think Fridays are good. I think Fridays are good. So let's plan for that. So we are going to do that then. Let's plan to do the um third Friday of the month. We'll do the same. I'm sorry for those who are not a big fan of the late night lives, but it's just a reality of what I can do. So let's do that. Let's plan for first and third Friday where we'll have a live. The third Friday will be a members only live, and then first Friday will still be for everyone, and then the Monday, the lunches on Monday will be for everyone too. It'll just be that third Friday of the month will be the members only live. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the Max has gotten used to the Fridays too. He for a second he thought I was doing it every Friday. I'm like, no, not every Friday. You like the blanket stitch tutorial? That's great. My tutorial that's coming out on Monday is with the sedge stitch, which is actually pretty similar to the blanket stitch. Yeah, I like I'm a night owl. It's just what I am. I'm normally up till midnight, most nights anyway. So and we put the kids to bed at 8. So that gives me an hour to make sure that the kids are all in bed. So the shells and bars pattern, I am going to do a tutorial on the channel. What book did I get that out of? I got it out of a book, The Shells and Bars. It's got to be a book that I've had for a while because I've been working on that pattern for a while. Hold on. Hopefully, I think it might be. I first started working on it with this whip, and I'll show it to you. I don't know. So this is my go-to book, the Crochet Stitch Dictionary by Sarah Hazel. It's like $12 on Amazon. It's not expensive, but it is a really phenomenal book. And I don't know if the shells and bars was in here. Hold on, I'll tell you for sure. I don't think it is. If it's not in there, then it might be in this one. This is also from Amazon. It's 500 Crochet Stitches, the Ultimate Crochet Stitch Bible. I like anything that gives you diagrams in addition to written instruction, and this one does. It's so funny because the patterns are only about that much of this whole book. It's like a fourth of the book is actual patterns. It might be in this one. Hold on. I have a feeling it is. Shells and bars. Maybe not. I know the shells and bars is in one of my books. The question is, which one? Anyway, it is definitely an older book that I've had for a while. I don't know. It's in one of my books. But I did it. I think this is the shells and bars. This is what I started with, and this is an old whip. And I was making this with, this is the Yarn Bee Sugar Wheels, and this yarn is Color by Numbers. They still sell it. They didn't clearance this one out. It is really pretty. This is a shorter variation. Oh, that's what I did. Now I remember. So the shells and bars is in that anthracite one. It is out of one of the books. I can't remember which one, but this one is shells and bars, but the double crochet stitches, there's only 3 instead of like 8 or 10 that are in there. And I did this one with a larger hook size, so it's actually pretty lacy. Actually, it's upside down right now. But I did like this. I definitely had to do some more color controlling on this project. Aren't the colors really pretty? The cake doesn't do it justice, but it does turn out really pretty. But yeah, it definitely requires some color controlling, because you see how every cake, they have a different spot. So well, you can see some of these I've had to like turn into cakes, like actually wind them up. I know, right? Sometimes they do look better upside down. All right, so I hooked up on this one. This one recommended a 5mm. I want to say I did 6. I think the 6mm hook on this, and that's a 4-weight yarn. Do I still have the hook in here? I don't think that I do. But what I like on one of them, so some of them, it just depends. For me, when I have this happen to where like each cake will have a different spot in the middle, what I do to color control is I just try to make sure that the color is going in the same sequence. So for example, here I had like, I started with the yellow, and then it went into green, and then the gray. And then when I hit this next gray, I just made sure that this gray was hitting after the green, because that's exactly what happened down here. I don't care how big the chunks are and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that it is going in the same color sequence throughout. Doesn't it? It has fantastic drape. Like it's a real kind of lacier pattern. So it'll be a real lightweight blanket when it's done. But isn't that pretty? So this is Shells and V's, not Shells and V's, but bars and shells or whatever. And the bars on this are shorter than the bars on that anthracite one. But yeah, this one was really pretty too. Really, really, really nice drape. So that's another one that I do want to finish. I have enough. And if you like that colorway, again, it's not discontinued. They still sell it. It's called Color by Numbers, and it's the Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. So yeah, that is a really pretty colorway. Thank you, everyone who's been liking and commenting and sharing gifts and all of the like. I know I've probably missed some of them, but I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that I really appreciate um, that a lot. You just got the yarn to do the rectangle blanket you did in the sea coral ombre yarn. Okay. Did you make a full blanket with it? And what border would work with it? Okay. I have not made a full blanket with it because every time I try to order the coral yarn, Yarnspirations cancels my order. I want to, but I don't have enough of the coral yarn. I have tried to order it many times, and I'm jinxed. I don't know. Every time they end up canceling that order. So I do still have the sample that I worked up on it, and I just think it's just stunning in that coral colorway. So I do want to work up a full one on that. To be completely honest, I think that I would probably just round it out with a very simple, like half double border, like a half double crochet. There's enough action going on within the blanket and the shell stitch pattern that I would want to keep the border really, really simple. Now you could do something um like more of a fillet style border, but I would just keep it simple. I would just square it off and let the shells talk for themselves. But you might have a better idea for a border more than I would. But yeah, the which border did I do? Oh, the border on the firework. Um, that border actually does take a little bit of time because it's the star stitch. So the border took me about one full day of working on it all day. Um, and I was able to get it wrapped up. So, but it's not quick because it's a star stitch, but it went with the theme of the blanket so well. I just had to do it. I'm gonna go maybe like five more minutes, and then we'll get wrapped up for the night. Thank you for becoming a member, Tracy. It looks like um Shawanda sent gifted one membership, and Sharon received the gifted membership from Shawanda, and Tracy just joined the membership and joined the guild. So that's what we call our paid members here, the guild. Um, and if you haven't noticed, you have different color loops that I custom made. I actually got the idea from Creative Grandma. I know Cody makes the yarn balls. I'm like, well, what can I do? So I made infinity loops, and they're different colors as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I'm really excited to finish up these squares. I've got to make a bunch of these centers, and the centers are the only hard part for me because I can't see working into the white very well. But once I get past that, anyone who wasn't here before, this is what I'm making tonight. I'm making these. They are a flower in the center and fillet crochet around the outer portion of the square. And then I'm joining them all up with the star of the show, which is the Sherbert multi from Premier Basics. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm really, really excited for this blanket. And I have been wanting to do something to make something from Premiere Basics for a little while. And I have made other things from the Premiere Basics. And the Premiere Basics multi, I really wanted to work some stuff up. If you have any ideas for jungle multi, I've got a ton of it. Because I showed you before the color pulling blanket that I had made with jungle multi, and I stopped because it was probably the hardest color pulling project I have ever worked on in my life. So but yeah, if you have any ideas for jungle multi, I've got a lot of it. So just let me know. Um, and like I said, a this was a suggestion from a subscriber on the channel in one of my videos. They just said, Matt, can you design something that would be a flower in the center and filet crochet on the outside and make it be squares that you can join up together? So they made the request, and this was my vision that I put together for that. So if you ever have something that you think you would like to see what I can come up with creativity with it, I don't know. You know what I mean. Uh, Throw it at me, and I don't always get a chance to respond to all the comments, but I do read all of them. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the live here tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming to the live so much. It has been awesome hanging out with you. Make sure to come and catch my live on Monday for at noon Eastern time. And our next live after that, we will have a live on the third Friday of the month for our members only live. And do remember that we are going to be starting our crochet along on July 15th. So I'm very excited for that. If you do have a baby blanket donation, make sure that you do get those sent in to me by July 20th. I just picked up the donations from the post office the other day. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see I posted a picture of my car shoved full of boxes. Yeah, uh, I'm really, I'm not kidding. I picked up 12 packages from the post office just the other day. And I already probably had another 12 packages here at home. So you all are doing your thing and sending in those blankets, and I really appreciate it. They are going to be such a wonderful blessing to Caring for Kids, which is the agency that we're going to be donating that to. So I'll see you all on Monday. Well, I'll see you in my videos this weekend too. And I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful, spectacular 4th of July. And I'll see y'all soon. Take care. Bye.